I think we're just going to rip off the Band-Aid and go straight into this one. But it is not controlling or toxic, as a lot of people would call it, to listen to your partner's wants. I think we're just going to rip off the Band-Aid and go straight into this one. But it is not controlling or toxic, as a lot of people would call it, to listen to your partner's wants, okay, or their thoughts. When they say they would prefer if you didn't go out to the bar with your single friends, that's probably what's best for you. Because think about it, are your friends really going out just for themselves, just to have a fun night, being single, dressing provocatively, getting some drinks, whatever, and not expecting some guys to come stare or hit on them or whatever?
Okay.
No? Don't think so? Okay, you might be stupid. Let's just, hate to break it to you, but that's a really dumb mindset, okay? Or when your partner says, hey, I'd prefer if you didn't follow this person on Instagram, or hey, I prefer if you didn't have Snapchat because it's a toxic app and it's not the best for my mental state, whatever, okay? Wow. You should willingly unfollow or delete that app because it is affecting your partner's mental state, okay? You should be constantly reassuring your partner that you are in it for the long run and you are in it for them and not for anyone else. Don't be peacocking or in a relationship while looking for something else at the same time, so you're out there flaunting it just to fill a void, okay? It's not toxic to want what's best for your partner, okay? You're the toxic one if you think it is toxic or controlling. It is not controlling or toxic, as a lot of people would call it, to listen to your partner's wants, okay, or their thoughts. When they say they would prefer if you didn't go out to the bar with your single friends.
Think about it. I'm going to hold your hand with a napkin in between when I say this. The only thing that you need to be partnered up with is a tube of chapstick and a bar of soap. And this is why I continue to say we are not doing enough to help the male loneliness epidemic. We must make them lonelier. Clearly, they're not lonely enough. If they were, they wouldn't continue to have the audacity of 1,000 J-Los. I hate when men speak. I could stop the sentence there and it would still make sense. But I hate when men speak and it is abundantly clear that they have no idea the meaning of the words that they are using. I can tell that Matthew's parents are cuddling, so I'm going to try to break this down very simply to understand.
Wow.
By definition, control is the power to influence or direct a person's behavior or the course of events. So if you are trying to dictate what your partner does, who your partner does it with, what your partner wears, that is quite literally, by definition, trying to control them. And trying to control what your partner does, what your partner wears, or any part of your partner's life, that is extremely toxic. We don't need the air quotes. I hate when y'all use air quotes wrong. Please open the schools. I also find it very interesting how you tried to set this up as like a small ask. Oh, you should listen to your partner's wants, and the want is to control your life. Be so fucking for real. I also don't think y'all understand how much you project when you say shit like this. I've found that when a person is trying to control what their partner does when they're not around, it's because, one, y'all have trust issues that y'all need to go unpack before you're in a relationship, or two, it's because you know when your partner isn't around, you're doing shit you're not supposed to be doing. I just know your mother looks at you and thinks he really wasn't worth it took to make him. There are much better ways to use your free will and imagination than to try to justify controlling your non-existent partner. Hope this helps. Peace and love. Talk to you later.
It is not controlling or toxic, as a lot of people would call it, to listen to your partner's wants, okay, or their thoughts. When they say they would prefer if you didn't go out to the bar with your single friends, that's probably what's best for you.
Yeah, we don't need to hear his reasons because it is controlling. Deciding that you know what is best for another adult. And then getting them to modify their behavior to align with what you have decided is what is best for them is literally the definition of controlling behavior. It's really funny because when we flip it around, men really hate it when women decide that they know what is best for them and try to tell them what to do. Well, here's an idea. Why don't we just all make a pact and say, you go into the relationship with someone on a take it or leave it basis. If you do not like a woman who likes to go out with her friends and dress a certain way and engage in certain activities, then just don't date her. Find somebody whose values already align with your own so that you don't need to be telling them that they should or shouldn't do something because you've decided that it's best for them. Probably a good idea to be with someone whose judgment you would trust based on how they live their life. I mean, just a wild suggestion. To the women, notice how I've told you many times that abuse often starts with a man saying that the things that he is asking her to do is in her best interest. He's just looking out for her. He just wants what's best for her. He just wants to protect her. Before you know it, he's got GPS on her car, and he's tracking her devices, and he's telling her what she can and can't wear, and who she can and can't speak to, and where she is or isn't allowed to go, and when, and what she can spend money on. But he knows what's best for her. He's only doing it out of love. So please never fall for it, because you know what's best for you. And also you're allowed to act in ways that maybe aren't the best for you. But you're an adult. You're allowed to make those choices for yourself. And you do not need to accept to be with somebody who questions those choices. Because if you're with someone who constantly questions your life choices and doesn't trust you to make good choices, then you know what? They're free to leave. And unlike an airport, they do not need to announce their departure. Okay, that is all.
Listen to your partner's wants, okay? Or their thoughts. When they say they would prefer if you didn't go out to the bar with your single friends, that's probably what's best for you.
Oh dear. Where do we begin with this one? I love how he starts this video by saying it's not controlling, but then goes on to explain behaviors that are controlling. So listening to your partner's wants and thoughts doesn't mean you have to adhere to their wants and thoughts. They can listen, but they don't have to change things to facilitate your insecurities when that's something you need to work on. Because you immediately projected when you made it seem like it was what's best for them, when in actual fact it's just what's best for you. A woman going to a bar with her single friends is not a reflection on what she decides to do there. But if your insecurities believe that something's going to happen, then those insecurities are either directed towards the trust you have for your partner or for the men that are around her. And that just comes back to the same problem that we always talk about, which is men in these situations. But instead, you want to project that blame onto women trying to do something different to facilitate the behaviors of other men. Oh, but wait, he didn't stop there. There's more.
Your partner says, hey, I'd prefer if you didn't follow this person on Instagram. Or, hey, I prefer if you didn't have Snapchat because it's a toxic app and it's not the best for my mental state, whatever, okay? You should willingly unfollow or delete that app because it is affecting your partner's mental state. Okay?
If your mental state is being affected because someone has an app, that is your mental state that you need to sort out.
Yeah.
It's not her job to change that for you. She shouldn't willingly do anything like that for you. You should willingly not be in a relationship with someone if you feel you need to control their every move. Also, quick question on this. Are apps toxic, or is it people that are toxic using the apps? And if the answer is people, then just ask yourself whether those people that you would be worried about being toxic are men or women.
Fill a void, okay? It's not toxic to want what's best for your partner, okay? You're the toxic one if you think it is toxic or controlling.
This video was magical. It was pure magic because it perfectly showcased how insidiously abusers behave and communicate, impeccably wrapping controlling and manipulative behaviors inside faux concern and benevolence. They're not locking you in a cage or telling you you're too stupid to fly to control you. They're doing it to protect you because flying is dangerous. Let's go with the healthy statements first. No, it isn't toxic to want what's best for your partner, nor is it toxic to listen to your partner's wants or consider your partner's mental state, health perspectives, etc., whatever type of nonsense he was chatting at the beginning and the end. It is obviously important to communicate with your partner, discuss your boundaries with your partner. Boundaries are not rules for others, by the way. Find ways to work through insecurities you each may have within the relationship. Reassure one another through healthy and balanced means, blah, blah, blah. What is toxic and eventually moves to abusive is using your own insecurities as a way to guilt trip, demean, and manipulate your partner into forgoing their autonomy and looking to you for their daily commands. And if you can't even express why your partner being out at bars or clubs makes you feel uncomfortable without essentially calling them a dumb whore, you probably should be in therapy, not a relationship, or on TikTok trying to justify why you want a girlfriend who should let you treat her like a child. Now, we could spend the rest of this video explaining that women are completely capable of going out for a fun night with their friends while having no interest in male attention, but I think there are two more important points to make. One, dating people you are compatible with is paramount in a relationship. Compatible means your values align, your communication styles sync more often than they clash, you respect each other's independence, and you both actually want the same kind of life. If you don't want a partner who goes out a lot, then don't date someone who goes out a lot. If you want a partner who reads more than they watch movies, you need to spend more time at the library and less at the movie theater. And this seems like it would be common sense, but too often often do, primarily men, get on this app and cry about the fact that they cannot get the woman they pursued to act like a woman they did not pursue, and then everyone is in a situation where they want something the other person never signed up to give them. Date people you are compatible with and leave everybody else alone. 2. Learn what abuse looks like at its various stages to the best of your ability. Listen, no amount of knowledge can stop you from being an abuse victim. People are very good at concealing their true intentions, but that doesn't mean you cannot try to protect yourself. Healthy relationships, healthy partners, love is not controlling. It is not manipulation. It is not belittlement. It does not rob you of your personhood, your identity, or your autonomy. It is not forced isolation. It doesn't look at you with scary shark eyes as it says you are the toxic one for not wanting to cut off all of your friends. When someone talks to you like that, recognize that they are not trying to build an equal, happy, or healthy life with you. They are trying to lock you up and turn you into someone who exists in a state of subservience to them. Run. Should we end on a lighter note? I feel like all of my videos have been so serious lately. Listen, I keep seeing you guys go to upstate New York for your winter festivities. Go visit my family brewery. We have great beer, the food is great, and so is the decor.
That's probably what's best for you.
Right. So off the bat, let's clarify something. You can be controlling and you can be concerned at the same time. Those things aren't mutually exclusive. Okay. You can be controlling out of a place of concern, but please tell us more about why you're concerned about your girlfriend going out with her friends.
Because think about it. Are your friends really going out just for themselves, just to have a fun night? Being single, dressing provocatively, getting some drinks, whatever, and not expecting some guy to come stare or hit on them or whatever? No? Don't think so? Okay, you might be stupid. Let's just, hate to break it to you, but that's a really dumb mindset.
Let me stop you right there. So verbally calling our partner's opinions or perspectives on something stupid, that is condescending. And that condescending tone is amplified by the fact that you think you know what's better for your partner than they do. I know this is a hard pill for insecure people to swallow, but just because your partner gets validation or compliments from others does not mean that they want it or are asking for it. And furthermore, a baddie is a baddie. If you can't handle dating a baddie, go get you a barefoot trad wife.
Okay, or when your partner says, hey, I'd prefer if you didn't follow this person on Instagram, or hey, I prefer if you didn't have Snapchat because it's a toxic app and it's not the best for my mental state, whatever. Okay,
I might be in the minority on this one, but I'm going to just put it out there anyways. Walk with me here because this is a hot take. I have never understood the concept of setting boundaries on a partner that is going to prevent them from finding someone or meeting someone that does it for them better than I do. It is because I love and care about my spouse or my partner that if they find somebody that makes them happier than I do, I would want them to go off and do and be with that person. Like, I know the worth and value that I bring to your life. And if you find somebody that does it better than me, give me his number. I want to meet this hoe. Girl, we might have to open up a little polycule. If you're worried you're going to lose your girl to somebody else, that's a skill issue. I don't know. That's my take, hot take, whatever. Skill issue. Step your cookies up.
You should willingly unfollow or delete that app because it is affecting your partner's mental state, okay? You should be constantly reassuring your partner that you are in it for the long run and you are in it for them and not for anyone else.
Reassurance is absolutely vital in a relationship. And it's more than just saying it or talking about it. It is also the actions that come behind it. If you've caught your partner doing something that breaks your trust, there's a conversation about reassurance that is going to have to be had at some point. Discussing boundaries that you're setting with yourself, not on your partner, is the biggest aid to your mental health in that circumstance. You caught her texting a guy. You both talked through it. You both want to stay in the relationship. She's apologized. You set a boundary with yourself that if you catch her doing this again, you are not going to stay in the relationship. That's healthy. It becomes toxic when you use that broken trust to validate micromanaging your partner's every move for what? The rest of your lives together? That must be exhausting for both of y'all. If it bothers you that bad, let them go.
Don't be peacocking or in a relationship while looking for something else at the same time, so you're out there flaunting it just to fill a void.
And what void are you filling, bro? What void are you filling? Let you tell it. You cannot trust this girl. She does not want to be in this relationship with you. She is looking for a way out. She's peacocking you, right? What void are you filling by clinging onto this relationship and keeping her around and trying to control and micromanage this? What void are you trying to fill?
Okay. It's not toxic to want what's best for your partner. Okay? You're the toxic one if you think it is toxic or controlling.
Look, to wrap this up in a cute little Christmas bow, I do believe that you are just looking for an obedient trad wife. If your girlfriend has not done any of what I just talked about and you're just simply exercising control to exercise control, going out to the bar with your friends, having social apps, and following people that you want to follow is very normal. And if you don't find it normal, you are insecure. Point blank, period. Those insecurities are going to come out of you in toxic ways, and despite your inability to understand that you can in fact be controlling, even if it comes from a place of concern, your girlfriend or partner does not owe you their autonomy, and the same goes for you, diva. And if that is your expectation, I guarantee you there is a barefoot and pregnant woman whipping it up in the kitchen right now that would love to have you as her husband. Anyways, take what you want out of this, okay? I'm just a man who happens to hear this story every other day of my life. I believe that it could all be so simple if we just put a little more effort into being secure with ourselves, within ourselves. Hope this helps. Much love. Have a good day.
Anyway, guys, go ahead and let me know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. But as always, be respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thought. We're just here to have conversation. Okay, so talking about control, ladies, and like the other lady said, why don't this is the thing with this type of men, they will go for women, and that's why this type of men, they won't pick the pick me's, they will come for the one that is not a pick me, and then want to impose their controlling self on them. And we all know, like, anybody that is trying to control another person is just out of insecurity, especially in a relationship. And as ladies, some people will find it cute. Oh, my boyfriend doesn't. The fact that I said, oh, you're single friends. What is wrong with being single friends? This man clearly talking is very, very insecure. He wants to, and I don't know. This is a very dumb video that I'm even doing at this point, because I don't know how it feels like you can control another human being's mind to the extent that they will not find another person. And I feel like because he knows he's not giving her what she wants, because I said, because you want to fill a void, you're on the app. So that means she's in a relationship with you, but there's a void that she needs to fill. That means you are not man enough. Wasn't man enough for me. So you're not man enough, and you know your partner is most likely to find somebody that's going to treat her better than you do, and you feel like the only way to get her not to ever find that person is to control every move. She won't go drinking with her friends. She won't be on apps. Like, are you for real? And most times when you see people like this that are trying to control everything their partner do to the T, most times these are things that they are doing themselves, and because they know they are doing it themselves, side-eyeing them, they try to control you so that you don't do it back to them. And it's coming from a place of insecurity. And rather than they go do the work and find out why they are so insecure of their partner living a life, having a life, and having a relationship that is trustful and healthy, they are more worried about controlling you. Like, I just feel like this type of people should not even be in any form of relationship. They should... Even if they want to be, they should go and find a woman that believes that anything my man says, I go. Anywhere I go, I go. But the truth is that about those type of women, one day they might just wake up and don't want to be that type of woman. So, I don't know. But for now, you should go and focus on those type of women that their values and idea and everything. And there's women out there that believes in what things like this. Why are you talking to the ones that don't believe in things like that? And the fact that this man really think that hanging out is to get another man's validation. Do you know? Anyway, I'm just going to end this conversation because it's pissing me off, because this is just coming from a child. Because for me, it's coming from, this is not a man, this is a boy, because he's so insecure that even apps makes him insecure. Why are you with somebody that is making you jittery, that you're making you scared of what they are doing, who they are talking to? And if you don't trust her, why you're with her in the first place? Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about this conversation down in the comment section. Share this video with someone that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go ahead, feel free, share this video Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this guy here. So go and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.